Is the Democratic Party prepared to sacrifice its own foundation just to get back into power? There is a growing, uncomfortable sentiment spreading through the ranks of the left, that to beat the Republicans at their own game, they may have to do the unthinkable: dismantle the very districts designed to protect the voting power of Black and minority communities. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you these deep dives into the stories the mainstream media often oversimplifies. The political landscape changed in a massive way 2 weeks ago when the Supreme Court narrowed a key provision of the Voting Rights Act. Since then, Republicans have launched a fresh, aggressive round of redistricting across the South. Their goal is clear: dismantle majority-minority districts, which they argue are unconstitutional, and lock in control of the House of Representatives for years to come. But here is where the story takes a turn that might surprise you. New results from a Politico poll show that when faced with this Republican onslaught, a significant portion of Democratic voters and strategists are saying it is time to fight fire with fire. They are essentially saying that protecting the specific electoral power of Black voters is no longer the top priority if it means losing the House. When you strip away the context, most Democrats say they want to keep minority-majority districts intact. But once you frame the question around the Supreme Court ruling and the reality of Republican gerrymandering, the math flips. A 45% plurality of those polled now say that the party must counter GOP efforts, even if it means reducing the number of majority-minority districts to make the surrounding areas bluer and more competitive. We are talking about a total shift in philosophy. Representative Sidney Kamlager-Dove, a Black lawmaker from California, admitted that while she hates the idea, the party's strategy might probably have to involve carving up these districts. She called it existential. Think about that for a second. A sitting member of Congress is acknowledging that defeating Republicans might be more important than the traditional liberal principle of protecting minority districts. The data backs this up. Across the board, Black, Hispanic, and Asian American voters who identify as Democrats are expressing a higher willingness to accept this trade-off if it means more blue seats in the House. They are essentially saying, we would rather have a party with more power that can defend our interests on a national scale, rather than a few isolated districts that are safely blue but ultimately powerless in a Republican-controlled Congress. But this is not a universally accepted strategy. You have people like John Bisogno, president of the National Democratic Redistricting Committee, who insists that winning elections and preserving minority representation are not mutually exclusive. He says that if you stare at the data long enough, you can find a path to victory without abandoning the party's core constituency. Meanwhile, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is downplaying the division, pointing to models in Virginia and California that he claims successfully balance both interests. So, what does this actually mean for the future of the Democratic Party? It means they are caught in a trap of their own making. If they play nice and keep the maps focused on minority representation, they risk being permanently locked out of the majority by aggressive Republican gerrymandering. If they go the maximalist route and start carving up those districts to boost their overall seat count, they risk alienating the very voters who have been the bedrock of their coalition for decades. It is a high-stakes gamble that could either save the party's future or destroy its moral authority. The Republicans are already watching this internal struggle with glee, looking for any sign of a crack in the coalition. So, what do you think about this? Is it a brilliant tactical shift necessary for survival, or is it a betrayal of the voters who have supported the party for generations? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know where you stand on this trade-off. The battle for the House is heating up, and the strategies being drafted behind closed doors today will determine the trajectory of this nation for the next decade. As always, we'll be here to track every move. Thanks for watching.